Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. First of all, got to wish all of the fathers like myself happy Father's Day. It is Father's Day today in the UK, so listen, if you're a father, make sure your kids, they let them work for you today. Put your feet up, chill, watch TV, relax, whatever you want to do. No, I'm only joking. But happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I hope you have a great day. Would be great if we can get some transfers done, from my perspective. We are interested in this kid from out of Lorient in France. It's Alexis Claude-Maurice. Now, Arsenal have apparently put 2 bids in for him. Their latest bid for £14 million. Their previous bid to that was for £6.1 million. Alexis Claude-Maurice, we've spoken about him extensively on the show. Plays for Lorient, the same club where we got Matteo Guendouzi from. He's a forward and he's only 21 and had a very good season last year, scoring 14 goals in 35 games. That was in the French second division. Described as a very quick, talented and excellent dribbler and a good finisher as well. 14 goals in 35 is a very respectable, delivery. Seen as a replacement for Danny Welbeck. Now, personal terms with the player has been agreed. He wants to come to Arsenal. That's all been done. That's all been sorted. It's just getting it over the line with the money. And as I said, 2 bids already by Arsenal. 6.1 million. Then they raised it up, more than doubled it to 14 million. Lorient, though, they're playing hardball. They're holding out for £18 million. Arsenal are expected to go in with a 3rd bid, and this guy could be an Arsenal player sometime next week. So let's see how that one develops out. But Alexis Claude-Maurice definitely wanted by Arsenal. There's also talk of David Neres now, or Neres. He plays for Ajax, yet another player. Ajax are becoming a bit like Monaco a few years ago, when literally they did brilliantly in the Champions League and literally their whole team just got raided and picked off by all the big teams in Europe. Well, it's happening to Ajax as well. David Neres, 22-year-old Brazilian. He's actually over there at the Copa America playing for Brazil. He's a winger or forward, and he's said to desperately want to play in the Premier League. I even saw yesterday where his teammate Richarlison, of course plays for Everton, was saying to him, listen, come and play in the Premier League, come and play for Everton. Everton are interested. Arsenal are interested as well. Ajax, though, are playing hardball on him, are holding out for a lot of money. Remember, he's Brazilian, only 22. Ajax said to want 80 million euros. No chance of getting that. Ajax were saying that they've had offers of around about 50 million euros from teams in China, which they've turned down. There's no way Ajax are going to get that, and I think they know that. But probably around about the £40 million mark would get this deal done. But again, will Arsenal front that sort of money? We know they've only got £40 million to spend at the moment. However, it all depends who they sell. If they ship out a load of players and get some money in for some of those players, they will, of course, have much more money to spend in this window. But can they get a deal like Neres done, who's, a lot of teams around Europe are looking at? If he has a decent Copa America, price will go up even higher. Again, let's see how that develops out. At the moment, I just feel that Arsenal have got more priorities, and it could be one of his teammates, Hakim Ziyech, also of Ajax. Spoke about him yesterday. He's 26. He's in the African Cup of Nations with Morocco. And as I said yesterday, the asking price on him, what Ajax are saying, is around about £31.2 million. That'd be much more realistic for Arsenal to get done, and also more of a proven player. He's done it over more of over a couple of seasons, whereas Neres is sort of new on the scene. Although, don't get me wrong, Neres is a very, very talented player. But Hakim Ziyech, going through the comments yesterday from the fans on Transfer Daily, you guys seem very enthusiastic. Would love to see him come in at Arsenal. But let's see how that one develops out. I see it as a no-brainer. He'd love to play for Arsenal as well. But will Arsenal, be ballsy enough to go over there and move him from Ajax to Arsenal. He represent a great signing, but let's see if Arsenal can get that one done. Lucas Torreira, we spoke about the other day. We spoke about him a couple of times, saying about, first of all, there was the rumours that he said he's not very happy at England at the moment. He said that, you know, he's finding it really hard to adapt, although he did say he is desperate to adapt. You know, he wasn't saying, I hate it over there, I find it hard to adapt, I want to move. There's also been rumours that his wife, she's Italian, she's born in Genoa. Apparently his wife has said that she doesn't really like England much, don't like the weather, etc., etc. This in turn has alerted a lot of clubs around Europe, including AC Milan, who these days is run by Ivan Gazidis. Right now, they're interested in signing Lucas Torreira. Of course, their manager now, their new manager, Marco Giampaolo, used to manage Lucas Torreira at Sampdoria. He's now the manager of AC Milan. He's desperately trying to see if he can get Lucas Torreira to AC Milan. Torreira, remember, still only 23. We bought him for £26 million last year. Now, the talk is that AC Milan may be willing to either one of two things: pay £35 million for Lucas Torreira, which I'd say get lost to, because we paid 26 million for him. And definitely he's a player on the up. He's going to be worth more than that come next season if he has a good season this year. Or they're saying they may be willing to trade Frank Kessie for Lucas Torreira. Frank Kessie, of course, a player that Arsenal has shown a lot of interest in. But listen, for me, if we've got Torreira already, why would we want to be trading him for Frank Kessie? Torreira's already had a good season. Didn't finish it brilliantly, but he's had a good season, scored in the North London derby, a fan's favourite, really bedding in nicely to that team. It would make no sense whatsoever. It would be a bit of a PR disaster as well for Arsenal if they traded him for Frank Kessie or sold him. That wouldn't be a good look. So for me, I see Arsenal holding on to him all day long, but the rumours still flying around Italy in particular that Lucas Torreira is a target for AC Milan. What about Yannick Carrasco? There was a lot of excitement yesterday amongst Arsenal fans when Carrasco didn't turn up for Dalian Yifang's game against Habia China Fortune. That game was on Saturday. He missed the game, and that fueled a lot of speculation amongst fans that a transfer to Arsenal could be imminent. Well, it was explained by his agent, who said it was just a matter that he missed his connecting flight. He's been on duty for Belgium, and he missed his connecting flight. He apologised to the club, but said he will be there for the next game. So, no, the reason wasn't that he stayed in London to negotiate with Arsenal. He just literally missed his connecting flight on his way back from Belgium. Do we need Carrasco when we've got somebody like Reiss Nelson? Now, Reiss Nelson playing for the under-21s this summer in the European Championships over there in Italy. He was chatting to the media yesterday. Some very interesting comments coming from him, talking a bit about his time at Hoffenheim, where he spent last season on loan, saying it's a bit more physical out there, but he learnt so much. And he was saying that next season he wants to play for the club he loves, which of course is Arsenal. He wants to stay. He doesn't really want to go out on loan. He wants to stay, fight for his place, and, you know, really see if he can make it at Arsenal. It might be the time to throw him in. He's only 19 still, remember. I mean, you look at somebody like Reiss Nelson and you think to yourself, he's older than that, isn't he? But he's still only 19 and he's got a lot to offer. And I think he deserves his chance next season. I think next season could be the time to, you know, throw Reiss Nelson into a lot of the action, have him on the first team, get him involved. You know, if he was at Hoffenheim, he had a good time of it, especially at the start. It tailored off towards the end. But I think it's time to give Reiss Nelson a chance in the first team. And I get the feeling he will get a chance in the first team next season. Now, Arsenal's still interested in Thomas Meunier. Now, Meunier of PSG plays as a right back. The reports coming out of France is that Unai Emery has contacted Meunier several times about a move to Arsenal. Of course, he managed Meunier when he was at PSG. Meunier's only got 1 year left on his contract at PSG, but he's insisting that he wants to stay. He does not want to leave. He's made it clear loads and loads of times. However, it may not be in his hands. If he's surplus to requirements at PSG, which it's sort of looking like he may be moved on, and Arsenal desperate to sign Thomas Meunier, which I think would be a good move to sign somebody like Meunier with his experience, would push Hector Bellerin. We saw that we had lots of problems in that right-back position when Bellerin wasn't playing last season. And remember, Bellerin's going to be coming back off of a major injury. I think to sign somebody like Meunier with his sort of quality make absolute sense. So let's see how that one develops out. And then there's Dennis Praet. We've been linked with him since the window began. Dennis Praet of Sampdoria, midfielder, 25 years of age. His agent saying yesterday, told the Italian media that he's ready for a move to a big club. They're really setting him up to try and get him out of Sampdoria. Sampdoria looking a bit like our feeder club at the moment, with Torreira coming from there. We're trying to get Praet. We're trying to get Joachim Andersen. Well, we're really interested in apparently in Dennis Praet. AC Milan also interested in him as well. We seem to be at the same table as AC Milan on a lot of signings. Two former huge clubs that are looking to try and rebuild but don't seem to have a lot of money to do that. Us and AC Milan at the moment, and the connection of Ivan Gazidis being there. Or maybe that's why they're trying to buy these sort of players, because he always looks that sort of level, doesn't he? Where Dennis Praet will end up, we'll have to wait and see. We did a poll yesterday, asked the question, should we sell Laurent Koscielny? He's been a good servant to the club. Still, had some decent games last season. A very experienced player. But is it time to move him on? 80% of you said yes. Time to sell Laurent Koscielny. You guys are ruthless out there, I'm telling you that. 80% said sell him, 20% said keep. So it looks like you guys would like to see Koscielny moved on this summer. Let's get into some of the comments. Kid Jones says, I prefer Ziyech over Carrasco. Arsenal do the right thing. Can't argue with that. Mohammed 10 says, Hakim Ziyech will serve our strikers a hell of a lot of assists. He's just what we need. We do have to remember with Ziyech is that he's not an out-and-out winger. Again, when I've seen him play, he's not that out-and-out winger, gets to the byline, he cuts in. So that, again, you'd have another player that's cutting in off of the right-hand side or left-hand side. You know what I mean? I also would like to see at Arsenal an out-and-out winger, somebody who can take it down there to the byline, cross it in. Is that Reiss Nelson? Who knows? But, I think we need an out-and-out winger. We just lack width in so many games last season. Luca Gilbert says, every day I hear verge. We're always on the verge. Just put the money down. I love that, Luca, man. You're right. We're on the verge of this. We're on the verge of that. Bids made here. Listen, I know there's a process to this. It's not just that you go out there and just say, unless you're Real Madrid, you see how they get deals done quick, but that's because they just say, how much you want? What, 100 million? Nah, we'll give you 80. All right, give you 85. Boom. That's how they do it. With us, back, forth, back. Our phone bills must be super duper high. And the final one here, Michael Ajay says, Arsenal need to sell the following players: Koscielny, Mustafi, Monreal, Jenkinson, El Neni, Mkhitaryan and Ozil. That's quite a list. You can't argue with most of that list as well, based off of, but how much would you get for that? What are you going to get for Koscielny? About 10? Mustafi, all right, Mustafi, even though we don't really rate him here at Arsenal, maybe in Europe that we could fetch like a 20 million for him, but I've not really heard any talk about Mustafi moving out. Monreal, there would be teams in Spain that would want him, but it'd be a very low fee, around about 5 million. You're not going to get much for Jenkinson. I saw the other day we want 10 million for him. I can't see us getting that. El Neni, 5 million again. Mkhitaryan, high wages he's on. It'd be really hard to shift him out. He's on about 200 grand a week. Who's going to match that? So that means we'd have to sell him really cheap to get rid of him. Maybe about a 10, 15 million tops. And the same with Ozil. The amount of wages he's on, the only option to get rid of him is to sell him really, really cheap. We paid 40 odd million for him. Again, 10, 15 million to just try and usher him out of the door if we wanted to get him out of the door. The talk is that the manager does want to sell Ozil this summer. There's not really been talk on him wanting to sell Mkhitaryan, but he does want to sell Ozil. That is what the talk is. But again, as I said, we're going to lose a load of money on it. But is it about just taking a loss on some of these players and starting again? Listen, thanks for watching the show. Keep those comments coming in. I love the amount of comments we get. It's unprecedented, the amount of comments we've been getting this season on Transfer Daily. I try my best to read as many of them as I can. I saw a load of them yesterday where you guys are saying, what time did you get up to do Transfer Daily yesterday? It was really, I was up at 3 in the morning. I had to go and do something, and I knew that I was going to be gone for a lot of the day. I had to get it done really early yesterday. So thank you to all of those comments that I've got. Glenn, thank you. I saw your comment, and everybody say, yeah, Robbie, you're on the grind, man. Yeah, I mean, making sure that we get this thing. Listen, this show is so important to me, so I always like to make sure that it's out there. But thanks for watching. Keep subscribing here to AFTV, and we will be back tomorrow.